Hello, high rollers. Let me know that you are here. Decided to try horizontal this time. Hopefully I can see everyone's comments. Come on in. I've got a fun training that I want to go over with all of you today. It won't take long, maybe 30 minutes or so, but I definitely wanted to say hello. Come on in, introduce yourself when you pop in. It's a beautiful Saturday where I live, you guys. That's a nice change. It has not felt like spring was coming until finally today it feels like spring is coming. So that's awesome. All right, can you hear me and see me okay, everybody? Hello, how are you? Awesome. Okay, so welcome everybody. I'm going to be going over how to get that luck in your life. Kind of keeping with the theme. It's St. Patrick's Day weekend. So we've got a little bit of green on to support, right? So our theme is going to be, it's going to be about luck and really what that means for you in business, because I'm going to tell you how to create that luck in your business, in your life. Many of you have heard me talk about this in the past, but we've had so much team growth. I really wanted to take a few minutes today to share something with all of you that has helped me tremendously in my business and has helped a whole lot of amazing team members. Many of our high rollers have, throughout the last few years, dabbled in one of my boot camps, my Roadmap to Success group. And that group is a 12-week challenge group, and it really is dedicated to stretching you out of your comfort zone in all different areas of the business for you to find that success that you're looking for. And each go around, one of those 12 weeks is dedicated to the topic that I'm going to cover today. And I think it fits in nicely with St. Patrick's Day. You know, everyone's wearing their green. They're all talking about luck of the Irish and all that stuff. And I want to just kind of talk about how we as entrepreneurs have to create our own luck. There's no magic wishing well that's going to give you the success that you're looking for in business. You know, it doesn't matter if you find your 4-leaf clover, or if you chase that rainbow all the way to the end. You're not going to be successful in your business unless you're creating your own luck. Okay. So today we're going to establish one of the ways that I have found to do that for myself. And for any of you that are tuning in that have been part of the 12-week challenge in the past and know what I'm talking about, I would love for you to chime in the comments, because I know that you will have a ton that you can share on this as well. So today we're going to talk about how to make sure that you're not just sitting around and hoping to stumble across that magic thing that unlocks success for you. We're going to talk about how you have to have that grit and determination to do it yourself, okay? And you can. One of the ways that we do that is by being a little uncomfortable sometimes, by getting out of your comfort zone, because more often than not, we are holding ourselves back, you guys. We are assuming too much. You know, we hate feeling rejected. So we often are not brave enough to just go for things. And when we do that, we are absolutely closing off doors that do not want to be shut yet. And we are not allowing the luck, the magic, whatever you want to call it, which really is success, to happen. So today we're going to talk about what it takes. We're going to talk about a challenge that I love. It's near and dear to me, and it's incredibly difficult. So if you've never been in my 12-week group, this is new for you. For those that have, please chime in on the things that you learned or the big aha moments you had for it. Today we're going to talk about how when you create your own luck, it's because of the hard work. It's because of the grit that you have, and it's because of that consistency and making sure that you are stepping outside your comfort zone and continually trying to grow yourself. We're going to talk about the challenge of going for no, okay? One of the various 12 weeks, each time we do a challenge in this kind of boot camp style group, is about going for no. We actually are going for 25 no's to be exact. This challenge is incredibly difficult. For those that have attempted it, most have not even been able to complete it in a week. And until we really dive into why it's hard, I think everyone's first reaction when they hear, I want you to go for 25 no's, sounds like the easiest challenge I'm going to be giving throughout the entire difficult course of trainings, when in fact it's actually one of the hardest. One of the things that I always get from newcomers to the group is I hear no all the time. And at one point in my life, I felt the same way. Now, I can't take credit for this challenge. I actually learned this challenge through one of our founders, Trent Kirby, one of the smartest men I've ever been blessed to know. He's so incredible. And he challenged this of me thank you so much. He challenged this of me before I became elite, when I was really trying to stretch myself to get from producer to elite. There's another step in between there. And he was like, this is what you got to do, and really embrace this and teach it to your team. And because he shared this with me, I have shared it over and over again. And for those of you that want to break through and find success in your business, this will help so much. It will help so much. So, thank you for coming in from Hawaii. Ooh, I hope you're having a wonderful time, girl. So when we go for 25 no's, I think the first reaction is always, that's easy. I can do that in a day. And the truth is you can't. You can't. The truth is that we assume no way too often. That's really the first big aha of a challenge like this. All of us have done this. We assume that someone's gonna say no when we ask. So if we don't hear the big yes in the response, we kind of don't even listen to what they're saying, and we just assume every word out of their mouth is the excuse as to why it's a no. And we shut that door, even though we should not, and we move on, okay? And we try to move on with a little bit of grace because we hate rejection. And because we assume no so much when it's actually not there, two things happen. We close the doors, all right? But then we also feel defeated and we feel bad about ourselves, and it makes it harder for us to find that little bit of bravery and grit on the inside to do it again next time, all right? So that's the first wrong assumption. The second wrong assumption about going for no is that hearing no is not a bad thing. Hearing no is actually going to be good for you when you challenge yourself, because what happens is you will learn, as I dive deeper into this, that we aren't hearing it very often. And what we need to do is embrace the no's. And when you're going after a specific challenge of, let's say, 25, you're going to find that you're going to have to contact a lot of people, and you get to the point where you're begging for someone to just say no. Because we realize that it's not that scary. It doesn't actually have to feel bad. When you're in business, you have to figure out how to have just a little bit of thicker skin. And this challenge helps you overcome the problems with getting down on yourself and getting scared to ask again, right? So we learn that no is not a big deal. And in fact, we should celebrate those. I know, I just said that. We should celebrate an actual no. And when you do a challenge, I promise you, you will be celebrating when you get a no. And that's because of two things. One, they're harder to get than what you think. And it just takes so many people to communicate with until you get the no's. But secondly, after all of the times I have done this challenge personally and with team members, I have found that on average, for every 10 no's, you're about to uncover an absolute rock solid yes. That's a big deal, guys. That's a big deal. And so what happens, even though you used to assume no was a bad thing and a negative thing, you start celebrating them. You're like, yes, because not only is it not a big deal and I'm trying to achieve this, but secondly, I just got closer to my next yes. Breakthrough, right? I love that. I love that. And then the third biggest mistake we have with no is that because we're assuming that things are no when they're not, we're not following through to create more of those yeses. So we're going to talk about this challenge, and I want you to maybe challenge yourself with it. Where we are right now, I mean, we're St. Patrick's Day weekend. We still have the last half of this month, right? If you haven't done a challenge like this and you are trying to better yourself, grow your business, become exactly who you want to be as a business owner, maybe you've got a huge goal specific to this month, or maybe you're looking more long-term, This is a great way for you to push yourself to absolutely beat your best and to set yourself up for success and to be ready for the fact that in business, not everything is gonna go like magical rainbows. You've got to put the work and the effort into it, right? So when you decide to go for something like this, you're gonna learn a lot, all right? You're gonna learn a ton. And I'm not saying you have to take on this challenge. My 12-week challenge groupers from Roadmap have done this one recently. But I'm saying if you are looking for something special to do, this is something you can do for yourself, all right? And in fact, I said this at the beginning, but for those of you jumping on, if you've been through the Go for No challenge, trying to achieve the 25 no's, and like I said, trying to achieve the 25 no's, because you know what I'm talking about, go ahead and comment below with what you've learned, good and bad, you know, what you got out of it, because I guarantee you learned so much more than you thought you were going to out of trying to hit those no's, right? All right, so here's the breakdown. When I challenge someone to go for no, and we're hitting 25, I'm gonna tell you easily, no questions asked, you're gonna have to ask a lot more than 50 people. You're probably gonna even have to go upwards to 100 people. And I'm being completely realistic here. And in your mind, if you've never done this before, you're thinking you're crazy. There's no way. I hear no all the time. 25 no's is no big deal. And what I'm asking you to ask them about is kind of flexible because it's your business, right? You're gonna, you know, maybe ask someone to host a party, or I don't know, ask someone to become a team member, right? But you decide, it's your business. You just go for those no's. You're gonna learn that you gotta have a lot of hustle in this because if you're giving yourself a time frame, which when I've done in the past, it's a week long, boy, do you have to work it, right? Because you're gonna have to talk to a whole lot of people. You're gonna find out that most people, if you are not face to face with them, are not going to respond to you. If you just do everything over social media, guess what? You have at least 100 people to talk to before you get some real no's. Face to face, you actually will at least get a response to gauge what to do next. But you'll find that you're gonna actually get a lot more maybes than anything else. And that maybe category is where we've always automatically assumed a no, and we have shut so many doors, okay? What happens is, unless it's a firm no, you know, and that's a beautiful thing when you do this. When it's a firm no, you're gonna hear, no thank you, I'm not interested, thanks but no thanks. Those are all real no's. What happens when it's actually a maybe is when you get the no response at all, or you get the, I have to think about it, now's not a good time, I might need more time or more money or more information, any of those, I'm not sure's, those are maybes. Those are maybes. And in so many instances, we continually go, well, they said not right now, or I don't have the money, and I put them in a no. You've completely shut the door on something that can absolutely turn into a wonderful opportunity for the person you're speaking with and yourself. Because what happens is, when you relate this back to advertising, so many people take multiple times. I believe the fact is 7 times passing a billboard on the road before you actually register what it's selling to you. We have to have repetitive messaging in all the things that we do. When you decide to go try the new burger at the fast food restaurant, it's because you have heard about it multiple times, and now it's in there. Now you're thinking about it, and now you're ready. So if someone says, I need to think about it, you know, not right now, check, you know, maybe later, those are all maybes, and we've been putting them in a no category. And a maybe deserves follow-up, and that is one of the biggest reasons why we assume a no and then it becomes one, because we never go back through that door again. We shut it and we're embarrassed and we don't want to do anything with it. Those are all maybes. Those are amazing. That's the gold at the end of the rainbow there. Those are huge opportunities for you to continually follow up, and you have to create a follow-up pattern for yourself so that you can stay on top of things, but let them hear the repetitive message, because it's a maybe, and at some point they will decide. They will tell you a firm no, and it will probably still be in a gentle way, don't worry. Or they will tell you, yes, I'm ready. Now is a good time. The season of my life has changed and now it's a good time. The other thing about this is, like I said, I think that you end up with, on average, one real yes amongst every 10 no's, okay? And that is a beautiful thing. You celebrate that. Oh my gosh, that's the best. That's the best. It's the maybes that you're like, are you kidding me? Can you just give me a no? Because I need the no to complete my challenge. And I know that if I hear no, like the yes is coming. The yes is coming, right? That's how you make your own luck here. And then the beauty is creating a follow-up system that doesn't make you an overbearing person. It doesn't make you the nag that Jennifer's afraid to be. It doesn't make you the creepy, salesy, sleazy person either. It makes you a genuine person. You should be having genuine conversations, building real relationships with people. And when you're following up, doing it in a professional way and with a system that helps you stay on top of things, so that you can turn that conversation into the yes or into the no, but still have a relationship with somebody. That's the goal. So how we do this is, when you take on a challenge like this and you're trying to really prove to yourself that no is no big deal and that you actually have a ton of follow-up maybes that can change your whole business world, and you have yeses, which we'll talk about that in a second because the yes is actually kind of mind-blowing sometimes. You have to create a list. I love to just have my notebook with me and create some columns and who I'm communicating with and the date that it was and whatever I asked them, and then how they responded. Was it a no? Okay, I can move on with my life. And guess what? I got one of those done and I needed that, right? Was it a maybe? We'll check back with that. Or was it a yes? And if it's a maybe, then we got to create a system. I have one that I use. There's a lot of them out there that you can research. You got to do what works best for you. I use the 2-2-2 rule. I follow up with them in 2 days, and then 2 weeks, and then 2 months. And then after that, I just repeat that cycle until they move themselves to the left or the right of that maybe column. Are you going to be a no or are you going to be a yes? But I have genuine relationships. I'm not a salesy, sleazy person. I care about the people that I'm communicating with. So if you haven't widened your circle yet, it's time. If you are asking people to do something for you in a business, even though if you're asking them to be part of a team or even be a hostess, the benefits are huge for them. It's not just about you. You need to make sure that you understand why it would be good for them. You have to know who they are, what you're offering can do great things. So it has to be genuine. But if you're following up, what's amazing is at the end of 25 no's, real no's, you should have no less than 2 real yeses, if not more. Okay, because on average we get 1 good real yes for every 10 no's. But you're gonna have, the majority of your answers are gonna be maybes. And of those maybes, many of them can be yeses down the road. You just have to do the follow-up. That's where that magic happens. When you complete this challenge for yourself, you don't necessarily win a prize for me today. I'm not incentivizing this, but you do win because you learn that you are tough. Rejection is no big deal. You're a business owner. It can't be a big deal. You learn to celebrate the no, right? Because you put the effort in there and you heard the no. You know it's going to lead to your next yes. And you realize that you hold the keys to your success, to your luck, to your magic, whatever that is. So if you have a goal of growing your team, if you have a goal of filling that calendar with hostesses, I am telling you, going for no is going to change your business. Change it. Now, I want to tell you something about a yes. A yes is a really big deal, okay? And you've got to make sure that you do exactly what you said you were going to do. If you were asking them to host a party, then you need to coach them so that they can have the best party possible, right? Or if you talk to them about joining your team and they said yes, oh my gosh, you've got to commit that you're going to be the best sponsor that you can be to them. You're going to make sure that they know they're Paparazzi family and that they feel amazing about their decision and they have all the tools that they need to be successful, right? But here's a really cool aha that happens. There are a lot of people out there that want to do what you do, and they're watching from the sidelines. And they have been watching you and maybe even 5 other people be great at paparazzi, and they have secretly wanted to do this, but they didn't feel confident that they were the right person for it. And they are never going to speak up because they needed someone else to simply ask. And so many consultants are so afraid of rejection that they're too afraid to ask the person that's been secretly watching and stalking and wishing they could do what we do. And all they needed was someone to be brave enough to go a little bit outside their comfort zone to go, you would be good at this. Have you thought about doing what I do? And start that conversation. I can tell you for fact that in the last challenge we did of Going for No, Hope received some yeses. She received a few more yeses than what she was anticipating. And the best part of those yeses was that 2 of them, I believe, were from people that directly responded with, I am absolutely interested. I've been waiting for someone to ask. Whoa, that is business changing, you guys. So if you want to make your own luck, you need to challenge yourself to get outside your comfort zone. And I absolutely think you should start with Going for No. You need to know it's not a big deal. No can actually feel wonderful when you're trying to go for a big goal. And you need to decide that you are a real business owner that's gonna have grit, and you're gonna follow through with the things that you are committed to. So you're gonna keep plugging away at this challenge that you give to yourself until you hit 25 no's. And you make that list, because what's really beautiful about that is that you will not be down about yourself by the time you finally finish it, whether it takes you a week or a whole month to get those 25 no's. You're gonna look at your list and you're gonna go, this was the most powerful thing I could have done for myself. Yes, I heard no and I learned it was no big deal. Look at the way I grew my business, my clientele, and even my team, because I realized I was in my own way all the time before I went after this challenge. And you're gonna learn that you have so many people to follow up with. And it's gonna help be a daily reminder about the fact that every time you post on social media, every time you set up at a vendor event, every time you give a donation towards a good cause and your business cards out there, that kind of stuff, it is bringing you closer to your next yes, because you've got to repetitively advertise. You've got to reach your customers, you've got to build relationships, and you can't be afraid to ask, because your next yes is coming after your no. Okay? You've got to plug away at the things that are fundamental in your business. Follow up, step outside your comfort zone, and you can absolutely rock this thing. I'm trying to read some comments as we go. If you guys have questions for me, now is a good time to ask. Yeah, so Chris, I love that you said that most don't respond, and those are still maybes. But look at this. She worked on her challenge, and out of that, she still got 2 hostesses, and she got someone that is a real maybe to join the team. That's awesome. I hope that you're creating a follow-up system so that you can make that happen. I love it. I'm so happy that you guys plugged in for this. It is hard. You get so many more maybes than anything. I love it. But it's such an eye-opening business move for you. I love it. Tracy did the challenge, and I love it. She followed up in 2 days, and it turned into a yes. And the person is signing up this week. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's the weekend, so next week, but still, in just a few more days. Are you so proud of yourself, Tracy? That's amazing. That's amazing. Karen got some hostesses out of it. I mean, how wonderful is that? When you post on your pages and it's crickets out there, guess what? It's because they're not ready yet. And some people simply need to be asked. They don't see your post as an ask for them. They see your post and go, I wish I could do that. You know, that's cool. I wish I could do that. I'm not cut out for that. It's when you get brave enough and abandon your fear of no and you ask that person, that's when they go, you know, I actually wanted to do that. You think I can? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. We can have a party and you can earn free stuff. Or yes, you can. If I can do this, you can do this. I'll teach you everything I know. How cool is this? So Mary Beth said that she had someone say yes. And she always says she's in getting ready mode. Just follow a system that is similar to what I use. Make one that works for you. Like I said, I use the 2-2-2 rule. I learned this a long time ago in sales. I follow up in 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months. That spreads out my follow-up enough that I'm not bothering someone that has said I have to do X, Y, Z before I can jump into this. And if she's in getting ready mode, then, you know, she needs to know about each promotion change. She needs to understand that, you know, a season change is a great time to join. And if it's money that's holding her back, or because I have a tendency to do that too. I'm a perfectionist and a procrastinator. So I end up becoming a getting ready mode person too. You know, it took me months to join Paparazzi. Biggest mistake ever, right? Imagine what my life would be like. You know, I'm so proud of everything that I've done in the company, but waiting 6 months to join something that I knew was absolutely something I wanted to do was crazy. I should have just joined, right? Anyway, so I understand that, because I knew I could do it, but I was in this, well, I didn't want to get started until I had everything I needed. You can tell her from experience that the best way to get started is to get started. The best way to get started is to get your account set up and then learn from the best. Figure out what it is that works for others by being involved in this business so that you can then figure out how you want to duplicate it for yourself. You just need to have some real conversations about what's holding her back in her getting ready stage. Is it the finances, or is it the, I've seen so many ways of doing it, I don't know what's best. Figure out what that is. Figure out what her end goals for being in a company like this are also, and then help her check those boxes so she knows that there's no reason to wait any longer. I hope that helps. Yes, I'm the same way. Do you know how long it took me to decide it was time to go live? I had to just be perfect. I've never been perfect, but in my mind, I couldn't do it until I had this. And then I finally realized I'm watching everyone go live and be successful, and I'm still doing old school stuff that was working, but not at the same rate that everybody else was getting successful, right? And I realized that I was just holding myself back again. And so I just had to push past that. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Just, you can tell her, absolutely. Coming from me, biggest mistake I made was being in the getting ready to join mode, because I was waiting for the perfect scenario in my life so I could come out the gate swinging, right? Yay. Good. All right. Well, I hope that what I shared with you today was helpful, high rollers. Thank you so much, Stephanie. It is so rewarding. She ended up with 7 hostesses. That's 7 solid yeses out of a 25 no challenge. I would think you would be crazy not to do something like this. Look at that ratio of success there. That's awesome. All right. Well, I'm proud of you, high rollers. This month has been fantastic. Happy St. Patrick's Day. The sun is starting to go down, so I'm like moving a little bit here, but I'm so proud of you. And if you were looking for something new to try, to give you that breakthrough, to find that luck, you know, to unlock the magic you've got within yourself, this right here, going for no, can absolutely be the thing that you were missing, and I hope that it helps you, okay? And if it does, I want to hear back, because I know it will. But also, the next time I start my round of challenges, because right now that group is closed, we are finishing it, we're halfway in there, but then the next time I start that up, maybe you'll be interested in joining in, because that is just one of 12 different challenges that we do in that group. So you guys are wonderful. I'm so proud of you. Keep rocking your business. I'm here for you. I'll be back soon. I'm so happy I got to tune in for a little bit today and hang out with y'all. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Go rock your businesses. I love you all. Bye.